And two, I'd just love to hear you speak from the unique relationship too that exists between, say like a church board or some of the
Mhm.
committees that might be involved, as well as the pastor. Speak to that a little bit too, and what you see uniquely from the side of the table of a pastor. What are some things that those who are involved in the church leadership, from like a board perspective, what are some ways that they can effectively be helping to support those leaders?
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you serve on a church board, I think the first thing I would encourage you to do is to really think about the role of an elder as opposed to strictly speaking the board of an organization. And I say this because we have lots of information, books, parallels about a board of a company, and the board of an organization is there to put the needs of the organization first and all of that. And look, lots of that stuff is true and has overlaps with your role in the church. But if you were to think more carefully about the role of elders, and what elders are in the church, you're a part of the team that's doing ministry at the church. You're part of the
Hmm.
team that God has called to shepherd that flock together. And so when you think that way, it's not the board who hires a pastor to do the job of leading the church. It's we as a board are part of the eldership, and we as the elders of the church have been tasked with the responsibility to seek the Lord, for the vision of this church and to give our lives. So I'm thrilled to have elders who are the first ones to show up to to prayer meetings and to church services, and who want to know the people who are serving in our small groups and courses, and they're the ones who are mentoring people and discipling people. So think first and maybe centrally of your role as co-laborers. And I say that because Paul's favorite word, for someone who was in ministry with him in the New Testament, was not the word for elder, presbyteros, whatever. He's not. His most used word is actually the word for co-laborer and partner. And
Hmm.
what pastors need is, yeah, okay, is there a need for overseers and all that? Sure, but in one sense, the pastor herself or himself is an overseer. What we need are fellow co-laborers and partners. So the best gift you can give your pastors to help them feel like you're in this with them, like you're in the trenches with them, that you're seeking the Lord with them. And yes, they bear a particular weight. So maybe secondly, from that place of co-laboring, a co-laboring mindset. Secondly, you could think of ways to support the particular weight they are carrying, and so to ask them, hey, how are you doing in your marriage? What do you need for your family? How's your wife feeling? How are your kids doing? You guys, do you need more time? Are you preaching too much? Do we have unfair expectations of you? The stuff that comes up, we think of an annual review as like a performance review, but really a review is an expectations check, to say,
Yes.
are these the right expectations to have of you? What's not a healthy expectation? What can we agree on together, and to move forward from there?
That is so good. Yeah. And I think it echoes so much of the heart behind, ECFA 2, like having standards in the area of governance and all that. We just encourage boards to go that level beyond just the corporate,
Yes. Yeah.
types of things. I know a lot of times too. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more finance, governance, and fundraising news and insights for your church or ministry.